A very good evening, dear friends. Tonight on Deep Talks, I'm so sure there will be people watching us, me, Srishti, and Susie. And I'm so very glad that I'm talking about an episode that's celebratory. That's about Deep Talk celebrating 1 year of its completion last evening. And I'm so glad that I have people coming from across the globe and celebrating with me, not one but two souls joining in the conversations and the introduction by Srishti, who is a communication connect for this Deep Talks. I'm so glad and honored that apart from all the struggles that I've endured in my life, I am privileged to have friends across the globe. It means a lot to me. It means the world to me. And the love that we are spreading on this show is going to connect to each heart and mind even more. And my dear friends, if you really love this, you will like, you will comment, and you will share this because it is something talking about deep talks. And I am sending my love to Srishti to start this show by introducing Susie Mascara from Denver, Colorado, and then Heather joining us little later. All over to you, Srishti.
Oh no, I can't hear. I can't hear her.
So maybe, Srishti, you are not audible. Can we restart?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, am I
Yes,
audible?
yes, you are.
Good evening and welcome everyone. With great happiness, I would like to inform all of you that Deep Talks has completed 1 year on 21st of February, that was yesterday. So to celebrate this occasion, we have two very special guests with us, Miss Susie Mascara and Miss Heather Tucker. Now, let me start by introducing Miss Susie Mascara first. Susie Mascara is a resiliency expert and a transformational coach, guiding women to unleash their wild brilliance through resiliency techniques. She has wide experience in her field and has helped countless people, and I hope this talk of today will benefit many more. I would also like to quote her words: to attract what you want, you must make some changes. And our second guest for tonight, Miss Heather Tucker, would be joining us in 30 minutes. To introduce to her, I would like to start. She is the author of Damn You Weight Loss Pilates and the creator of Unleash Her and Sexify Her programs, which help women release their confidence, empowerment, and sexual freedom into their lives. Heather has been married to her husband Chuck for 20 years and is a mom to three boys and first time grandma to one grandson. I would now like to request Gurleen ma'am to host ma'am, and I shall take a leave to be back in monitoring the conversation as a communication connect.
Thanks a lot, Srishti, for being so kind and lovable in the introduction itself. And sorry, friends, for the technical issue because that's not in our control. But the zest to live life and be full of life is what I always believe in. And that's why we are having Susie Mosquera, who has herself conquered the stage without fear and is transforming lives as a transformational speaker. All over to you, Susie. I would love you to let me know how this experience of being a transformational speaker is in America.
Thank you, first of all, for the invite and for the amazing introduction. Um, it's been quite a trip, and especially for women who have been marginalized for a while. But once you learn how to use the obstacles and whatnot into and converting into milestones, everything becomes way more easier. So I've been driving myself through connections, seeing always myself as an achiever and whatnot. It took me a lot of work, a lot of inside work of believing in myself. But now, yeah, that takes a lot of work. There was always that little voice telling me, "You're not enough. You're not enough. You need more. You need more," and you need to shut it down somehow at some point in order for you to go to the next level.
That's fantastic. This is something that's talking about you yourself. And it is very nice to work on your inner self and conquer the arenas that you have truly conquered. There has been a lot of endurance efforts that have been taken by human souls on this planet, and they don't talk about those struggles. And I'm so glad that you are here to talk about the struggles that you have endured in your life. So I would love to ask you, Susie, where were you born and what has been your childhood experience? Were you seriously interested in being a transformational speaker from the childhood, or was there a turning point in your life where you decided to be there on the stage and changing people's mindset?
I'm so privileged that I was born over in Guanajuato, Mexico. I'm from Mexico originally. And
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of awesome questions too. My childhood, I come from a very low socioeconomic status. I worked in the fields, but I always had that dream in my mind that I could do more, that there was more out there in the world. And when we migrated to the United States, I saw that as an opportunity to expand my potential. At the beginning, it was not easy. I didn't know any English. My first language is Spanish. And when I was a little girl, I would dream about being a famous singer and a dancer or a teacher. And I am currently a teacher. But then when I went through a toxic relationship, then a divorce, from cancer, and had several abdominal surgeries, I saw the need of women needed to be empowered to actually unleash their unique and wild brilliance. So that's what got me here. I had that breakthrough a few years ago that I wanted to serve, I wanted to impact the lives of women.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I welcome Heather Tucker on Deep Talks. Glad to have you here once again, Heather. We celebrated our birthday, and this time it is Deep Talks completion of 1 year yesterday. And we have Susie from the same place, an hour's drive. You are from California, she's from Denver. So I welcome both of you on Deep Talks. And India is proud to have people who are friendly, who are lovable, and who can share a lot of valuable information for the people who don't get that information personally and physically when they meet face to face. This is a virtual stage of love and relations, and I would love to say that few of the people are there to help people, and humanity needs more of milk of human kindness, and that is where we connect, and that is where this deep talks is conquering the human heart and mind. So welcome, Heather, and I would love to know how are you feeling and how is California doing?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. California is amazing. We're having 70s weather. Sorry, Susie.
I know we've been having a snow and below zeros. I'm like, oh.
That's so wonderful.
I laid out in my bikini yesterday.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny, but that's nice. She's just recently turned a grandmom, and congratulations to her. And that's fantastic. Both of you ladies are doing real well in your life, and that's what I love both of you for, because you're full of life. So one question, Susie, that you've talked about your cancer. So when you were enlightened about that you're having cancer, what was the feeling that struck your heart and mind? Because many of the people, they deep down die thinking that they have this kind of revelation, which is not just a normal thing. For people, it's a bigger trauma for living up to this cancer. So how did you cope up with it, and what actually made you deal with life thinking so positive that you are actually exuberating that kind of an aura that speaks volumes?
Thank you so much. Actually, when I was first diagnosed with cancer, I was 24 and a half. And my first child was 8 months old. It was a beautiful Friday, a Friday in April. I remember it was beautiful and sunny. Everything was green, and I just remember being sent to my primary physician to be checked on some lumps that I had around my neck and under my arm and whatnot. Well, that turned out to be not the best news ever. So I was pulled into this little small doctor's kind of dark room where my CAT scans were being read. I was by myself that day. And the doctor just with the nurse right there, a few minutes after I had the CAT scan done, he throws on me, it seems like you have cancer. We don't know if it is benign or malign. So we already set up a biopsy on Monday. And I was like, what? Uh, so I think I got into like a shocked mood or mode, and I got out of there, and I was just like seeing all my life, my previous life, and my son going in front of me, and I was like, "Is this right? Did I hit this correctly?" And at the time, I was also in a toxic relationship, so I didn't really necessarily have that support from my loving one, you know. But somehow, you know, I managed to hear this amazing voice from my spiritual guide saying, don't worry, you're going to be okay. Just have faith and keep going. And I remember at some point someone said, this is a punishment for you. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. It's a blessing because this is turning me to be a better person. I'm getting to discover me that I didn't know before. So I surrounded myself with a lot of positive people. And besides that, I started to actually shift my mind and started to change my dialogue, not only my external dialogue, but my internal dialogue. And hope and believe, and seeing my son, you know, my 8 month old needing me and whatnot, that gave me the strength to keep up on going. And thanks to all the people that actually prayed for me as well and supported me. Here I am, and I gained a lot of strength, and I'm so happy
you're
about
doing
it.
fantastic.
Yeah.
All the love to you. You've done so good in life, and you're here. And from India, if people are connecting to you, what better can you think of? You're already changing the mindsets of people. So, my dear friends who are joining us, a very beautiful hello to Lakshmi Venkat, Jolly, Avinash Arvind, and people who are joining us. I would love to state that if you have any questions, you can just type in. There are many questions coming in. We'll be answering them as per our freedom and when we get time, because they have their schedules and I would not love to spoil their schedules. So we have Heather, and she would be talking about how to sexify a relationship after that last year's episode. She must be coming up with new tips to just let us know what next is she up to and what is she doing, and how can a relationship not die but live even a little more, with a hope that just clings on to people and their mindsets and does well for not one person but many. She's doing fantastic for the women around, and I believe if anyone has having any issues, they can always connect to Heather Tucker personally as well as through me. So all over to you, Heather.
Okay, I just unmuted myself. Okay, so let's see. Since last year, my husband and I keep having deeper and deeper talks. There's more that is like being uncovered, the more comfortable that we are getting with talking about our past and our, you know, sexual history that was shown to us from our parents and other relationships and things like that. Well, since Susie does not know, we actually lived sexless for 12 years. So, yeah. So there was like a bunch of what is happening. I just took it in as my fault. My body had gotten bigger. I had all these kids. We'd gone through miscarriages. My body was like totally changed. And I thought it was me, you know? And so I took it in as rejection. I felt abandoned from my husband. And so we worked through that. I discovered that it was not me, that it was actually, and this is the conversation that's more so been coming up since last year, is it's more about him. He's actually letting me know, because now he's getting more comfortable. He's letting me know that he's been super insecure about his own body and his own body changing as a man in his 40s.
That is fantastic. Super.
Yeah. So we actually, because I think I told you last year, there had been times when we started to have sex and then he would go limp, like it would get soft. And I'm like, did I do something to turn you off? Like, you know, I was just like, what's happening? Well, come to find out that me over talking about the fact that I was pointing at his dick all the time and like, what's happening, like, you know, it made him feel more insecure about himself as a man, and so he started to feel less of a man, and so it made him want to have sex less. So what
So
we
I'm
found
cutting
out
you
though,
short here. I'm cutting you short, Heather. There's a very important question, and even to Susie. Does talking about sex and sensuality in a relationship really mean bad, or is it a pessimistic viewpoint, or is it leading people to think about those things that they should just let it remain under the cover, or such episodes like Deep Talks bringing out the open outlook to have a broad mindset will actually help in mental health wellness? So both of you can answer one by one. Heather was continuing, and then Susie can come and join in.
yeah, it's very important. You know, it's very important. I think for most of us, though, maybe Susie will agree, we were raised in homes that were told that it was a hush hush. It's not something that you talk about. It's just something that's just how it is. That's just how it is. This is welcome to married life. That's how it is. You know, and so we were just taught, oh, you just accept it, and you can't get beyond it. And I have discovered that's not true. It's when both parties are open and they're, you know, open to being vulnerable and talking about it and all of that, that's where change can really, really happen.
Oh, that's so nice that you are confessing it on this show, because every time you come along, Heather, you bring along something that's really needed for the hour and for the people who are listening to us and the ones who will be joining us later for the conversations when they will be watching the replay of this show. I'm so sure that we have also moved on with the streaming live thing and getting into the business mode of showing this deep talks to a larger section of people. So I am very, very glad that you both are talking, and the talks will be going to many souls who will be impacted by the facts that you are providing us, because these are not coming in from some fiction books. They are the non-fiction valuable tips that really mean a lot to many of these souls, and not only to women, because men also die down not talking about their relationships and getting strayed from their own marital relations and giving into the extramarital bonds. So Susie, what is your take on a healthy relationship, and how can people actually survive the disasters in their married life when they don't talk about it, they don't open about it? Do you think mental health experts are really giving in that much of quality time today in modern worlds rather than building just on money?
My program is called Resilient Transformation for executives, and it involves a multidimensional approach. When Heather was talking about both her and her husband being involved in this, I do believe that in a relationship, both parties need to be involved in everything. And since we are in a relationship, in order for a full connection to happen, there shouldn't be only communication regarding the outside world, but also us. And yes, we as women or men are prevented from talking about this topic because we think it's not going to be seen as something good in front of the eyes of other people, or even in front of the eyes of our own partner. However, the more you talk about it, the better you get to know yourself. I do believe that is a huge part of a human being or a human nature, and our spiritual being actually blossoms even more when you actually expose these emotions regarding sex, and having that physical interaction, which is ultimately the highest interaction between two human beings.
True. That is fantastic and well said by you, Susie. And Heather, what is that one thing that has brought you to this fact of sharing the knowledge about the orgasmic things that you are dealing with women who are not having those orgasms, and you're building up by sexifying their relationship? So how do you deal with it? And is it an individual counseling that you deal with, or is it a husband wife? You call them up and you deal with their issues. So how is it like? We would love to know, and the audience would love to know how to connect to you and how to build this factor of opening up with you. Do you have your dance classes, or you make them join something and then come to you, or make them comfortable? Because I believe in America as well, there are many conservative people who don't talk about their relationships. So I would love to know how you are making people comfortable, because it's not easy. Like, I hold a show, I am open about topics, but there are women who would be obviously envious of the fact that Gurleen is hosting Deep Talks and she is going global. But then there are souls who are watching and they are realizing that it's the need of the hour. It's the need of the hour to open up our mental horizons and just not take sex as an overrated mechanism in a relationship, but something that people can die of as well. When they don't have that satisfaction coming in from their sexual relations, they are bound to astray and they're bound to have many relationships and it turns toxic. So I would let Heather talk about it and then we'll ask Susie something related to her life.
Yes, thank you. So I have a couple of options for women to work with me. I have a program that I created called Sexify Her. It is an 11-week course that is self-study. So it's all inside a Facebook group. If anyone wants information on that, the link is all over my profile. You can just click on it and you can join at any time. Go through it at your pace. I'm inside that group answering questions, going live, helping women. I want everyone to feel the freedom that you can experience inside your relationship, no matter how long you've been together, no matter how long the issues have been going on. It's never too late. That's one thing that I want to say. It's never too late to have your first orgasm. It's never too late, to sexify your relationship.
I like that. I really like that. I would love to point out, my dear viewers who are watching us, and the ladies and the gentlemen, obviously, they need to know how to value a woman, respect her, but not treat her as an object. Yes, and she would love to have an orgasm. If you are the man, you should be able to satisfy, because when you cannot satisfy a woman, there stands a void in her mind, and that can take her to a lot of things that are unwanted, like aggression, anxiety, depression to an extreme level, and she would just not let you know. She would rather date other men and leave you cold stoned. So
Yep.
I hope that the ones who are watching, they get the signal that, okay, Gurleen is talking about sex, sensuality and love, but she's talking sense, because you all are under the carpets. I am just there, right as a mirror, talking about something that's significant, meaning on Deep Talks, something that's really deep, but we are bringing it on the table with you virtually. And that's beautiful, Heather. Well said. And I appreciate your confidence, because somewhere women die without speaking. And I would love you not to go to the graves without changing this entire planet and the human mindset. You are doing fantastic. I would love to appreciate you on that. And that's my honor and privilege to have Susie alongside, because she has endured her own struggles. And I would love to know, Susie, from you, being a resiliency expert, how was it when you started this experience of yours as a resiliency expert? We would love to know what it is to be a resiliency expert, because as far as I know, you need to have a lot of perseverance to deal with a lot of clients coming your way. So how is it, and how's your work schedule, and how can people really transform from your sessions? Oh, we can't hear you.
I was muted.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Heather, that is amazing. That is true. A lot of women and men, go along life without knowing either how to help their partner on how to have an orgasm or help themselves. And then they forget that there is a mental and emotional connectedness to that too.
Yeah, that's
And that is what multidimensional resiliency is all about. It's about your whole being, your spiritual, mentally, emotional, and physical being, really freeing yourself. So what my students get from my program is that they actually disconnect from everything to connect to everything. And what that means in my program is that they disconnect from the outside world to go inward. And once they find their inner brilliance, they now are ready to face anything that comes along their way. And all of these happens through, mainly self-love, meditation, lots of self-reflecting, self-monitoring, getting rid of your toxic critique, and also creating a plan, actually creating a plan that you're going to follow even after you're done with the program. Because I want my students, actually, and a lot of them have done it, to finish the program, but not stop there, to continue on practicing what they've learned, because consistency and repetition are key in this transformation. Those are key. So one of the main ingredients, I would say, is making that decision, that determined decision and commitment with yourself, first of all, and most of all, to be willing to go through that transformation regardless of anything else.
True. That's wonderful. It is indeed important to undergo with willingness. So Heather, do you get some clients who are not willing to change their mindsets, and you have a hard time making the decision to let them know that they need it? They really need to loosen out, and they need to join you and then feel the difference. Have you ever got a disheartened client who has been unable to, or she has been unable to approach you, and because they know that you are doing such kind of a work? Have you really faced certain kind of clients who were not really first initially open about talking, and then slowly, gradually they came to you and you made them feel even more bright and better?
Yes. Oh my God. I grew up in a Christian home, so like I was religiously oppressed, I mean, I was just taught like everything was dirty and gross and you're a slut and a whore and like all of the things if you dress cute.
Yes.
And like this would be perfect. This would be perfect in church. I'm all covered up. But like not all the time I am. Like I go in, sometimes with the cleavage.
Exactly.
And they sent me back out.
I'm guilty of that one too.
I'm like, oh my God. Don't tell me I'm the issue for why you have a problem. Okay.
Exactly.
So what happens with the clients that come to me, most of them, I feel like I'm attracting the woman that has a very similar background to me. She has a lot of shame and a guilt around the sexual conversation. She's not comfortable. And she's very shy. She lets her husband make all the first moves. She waits for him to initiate sex. If he doesn't want it, then she just isn't getting it. And she has to, feel like she's okay with that. She might be under a man that's telling her body's changed, lose weight, then I'll have sex with you, or any of those kind of things. So she's coming to me very guarded. She's lacking trust in humans already. And so even for her to walk out and actually say, girl, I need help, like in order for that to happen, she has to like watch me for a while. That's what I've actually noticed. She has to see like I'm real. I understand. I've gone through all the same shit that you have, but there's hope. You can get to the other side. It can get better. And then once they reach out, they're normally in it. And then they're doing all the work. Like Susie, I do a lot of transformational work where I'm going deep. Like I'm going so deep. Like we go into the past through meditation, through just like visualizing, and I'm bringing up some like hard memories for them. Some of them have been sexually abused or other things like that. And so once we can get through this healing and we're transforming and they're starting to love on themselves, that's the thing. If I can get a woman to start loving on herself first, fully unleashing,
that is superb. That is just
fully, like letting herself out, like fully unleashing the woman that God created her to be in the first place. If I can get her to do that and she starts to blossom as a butterfly and like she's just experiencing life fully and she's happy and joyful and just loving it, like that right there is going to really attract her husband to her more, is going to open his eyes more. He's going to be horny as fuck for her because confidence.
Yeah, that's what I like about you. Yeah, wonderful.
Like literally, wonderful. Confidence is so attractive. That's why most men go outside of marriage, by the way, because they see these other women that are very powerful and they know who they are. And here's their woman not knowing who they are. And men are attracted to that. So that's what I do in my program is I help build up the woman to be so fully complete in herself that it just comes.
True.
Like it just comes.
Yes.
And she experiences sexual freedom for herself. She's more open to orgasming. Like we work through that, so get together. Sometimes I'll even get people on the phone and we're working together, when they bump up against a resistance or something's coming up where they're like, I just want this, but it's not happening, So I do, I do coach one-on-one, like outside of the program. So that's available to you. But yeah.
Oh yeah. So that is so fantastic, and I might as well confess that since the last year's episode and my birthday, I think I have been sexifying my relationship. It's an honest confession. I'm enjoying my life.
Yay.
So that's something that's happened with me as a celebration. Yeah, it's a celebration. So maybe a true love that has popped in my life, and I believe that would continue till I feel the complete woman that I'm feeling today. And so better to have Susie and Heather celebrating this moment with me. So, well, Susie, she talked about something that is a very crucial factor in a relationship. A man encouraging a woman to be who she is also helps. Somewhere confidence is something that majority of the women, I would say, lack. In India, there are less of the women who don't have confidence to not even speak, but to do what they would really want to do, whether it's personal or professional life. What is your take on building confidence, and what can be the ways for the people to build up their confidence, whether personally or professionally?
So from my experience and from seeing my students, I've noticed that once they start develop that self-love and that self-worth, self-confidence comes along the way really easy. Really easy. And then since that happens, your whole aura, your whole energy starts to change. So therefore you start to attract more people that are seeing what you're seeing now. One of the things that helps my students a lot is that they go to people who are a little bit, in an above level spiritually than them and can really see the potential. So once they have that little community or tribe of support, that helps also to feed that self-esteem and that self-love. And once that self-love propels, they're unstoppable.
That is well stated by Susie. And only the women who have been through a lot, I mean, the ones who've been through a lot of struggles, will be able to explain this in a better way. And I believe that failures always lead to little gains. No pain, no gain. That's my statement. And one has to shed emotions, express them to be the best sellers also on Amazon and elsewhere. Like you are reading and you're going through the emotions, because when you're reading something non-fiction, something you would love to read is something that takes your mind totally into it. So when you are totally into that moment is the time that you're talking something so fantastic and writing it down, and viewers are just flipping in the pages and they are believing that they are in your shoes. And I'm so hopeful that the ones who be watching this episode, they should feel that what we are talking about, that they are also in the same shoes, but they are not that confident to come and grab a seat or place on the seat that is just next to me. So you are the lucky ones who are talking about this, and I feel so honored, because there are less of ladies who talk about certain topics that are projective of their own personality. So before we applaud others, we need to applaud ourselves. And Susie and Heather, they both are doing so fantastic that they don't need any medals or achievements, but they are an achievement in themselves. How proud am I to just see their smiles flashing, because that is what is life. You're living each moment. You've endured a lot of struggles, and you are truly representing the woman, for the woman and for the gentleman, to respect the women who they are and what they should do and how they should treat the women and make them fly alongside. I don't believe in feminism. I believe in equality, and I believe in all the genders who should get their respect, and they should live their lives in a better way. And what better it could be if one of you just states it, that Deep Talks is the place where people can talk openly, and it's a catharsis effect where you can open your mind and just transcend into those boundaries which people haven't till now. So that is such a fantastic episode where I am streaming both of them live and I feel so enlightened. So Heather, you would love to talk about something that can be valuable for the viewers, because I can see a lot many things you would want to talk about, but you haven't on any other show. So would you want to spell some techniques where you can just let them know that, okay, this is it. You can follow this and you can bring something into your life, or something that people don't talk normally, you would love to talk about it.
Okay. Well, if you're wanting to raise your confidence, especially in the bedroom, if you're wanting to raise your confidence sexually, you have to know and understand your body first. Okay. So when
True.
I teach all my clients, we do a lot of mirror work. I have this mirror in my room. It's like all the whole wall. I mean, and it's wide, and like I can see my whole body. I could dance in it. I can move around. What I actually love to have my clients do, and I do myself, is I'll stand naked in front of the mirror.
Wow.
I'll put on some really sexy music.
Yes.
And I will just, like, literally, I will just start to touch myself, and I will start to feel like what my body feels like, what turns me on. And I will actually do this a lot of time just for myself, like to build up my self-love. And it's not just for the bedroom. Like I could build up like my self-love in that way. But if I plan to attack my man, or like I know that we're having like a date and like I want to prepare myself to feel my sexiest so that maybe he'll attack me like at the end.
Susie is smiling and she's enjoying the conversation, let me tell you. And I'm so sure that Susie is going to be transformed by Heather's talks, but she's smiling and she's taking out her tongue. So we are here
I'm
enjoying
getting
this
a lot of
conversation.
techniques here. I'm ready now.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. So just get on your favorite song. Sometimes I'll wear my heels and I'll walk with my heels with my naked body. And like, because I feel like when you put heels on, I don't even know how to explain it. It does something to a woman's psyche. It literally starts to, it like flips the switch to the sexy feeling. And so if you add in the heels, like that is what I would totally do. And then if you're wanting to experience an orgasm for the first time, do it in front of the mirror. Like you want to know how your body reacts to your touch. And so that is my like number one thing. If someone has never had an orgasm and they really want to have it with their husband, you know, and they wish they could just have it with him, like it's going to be harder. It's more pressure on him to perform. So
True.
if you can actually know how your body functions first, then when you bring it to the bedroom and you have a partner, you'll be more able to verbalize, like, do it right there, go a little bit lower, okay, do that longer, oh, don't even move from there, oh my God, like, you know. So just get to know your body first. And I highly recommend doing it in front of a mirror, because watching yourself get turned on and stimulated, it really does something. It builds up your confidence, it builds up your sex appeal, and it helps you to feel ready.
Yeah, so that is something, a new revelation that Susie is really enjoying, because she is a resiliency expert. She would be wanting, oh my God, where is Heather going to stop? I'm so sure the smile on her face is talking about it. And Heather is just on with sexifying relationships and the tips shared by her. I'm so glad viewers who will be watching us and the episode, they would be just delighted to know that there are ladies who are total opposites, but they're still sitting and conversing with me and still believing in something that's a common factor, that we as women need to grow alongside men and there should be quality. So, Susie, I would love to know one turning point in your life that is all about your happiness, one joy that you really felt special, enjoying it as a bliss in your life, that one moment that makes you who you are, and that one role model who touched and impacted your life totally.
Oh, wow. There are a lot of role models, and wow, there are a lot of turning points in my life. I think we never stop having turning points, I would say, because there is always room for growth. Growing up in a low social economic status and in a community that was very, what is the word? not open-minded as far as either sex or women in business or women in the university or, all anything and everything that you can think about. It was pretty hard to break those chains. But I would say that some family members, some aunts of mine, have been really a role model now that they have pursued way more than what usually women that I was used to see pursued. And then when I came to the United States, I started to observe everything. That was key. I started to observe myself and observe the outside and what was it that I wanted. I started to define my vision and whatnot. And I saw a lot of people who were pursuing their dreams. And I said, if they can do it, why can't I? Yes, I can do it too. So, I, started to visualize a lot what I wanted to be, who I wanted to be, and I continue to do so. I continue to building myself up, and seeing Michelle Mars, she's one of my role models. Another one would be, one really famous one is J Lo, because she comes from a really low socioeconomic status too, and she's been going through a lot of steps in her life. And then my own mom. I mean, she was always pushing me, telling me, you can do more, even though you're a woman, go to the university, even though you're a woman, you can't do this, you can't do that, go for it. And I think that voice of my mom growing up stayed with me.
True. So both of you ladies, I would love to ask, what is success and what defines success to you? One by one, Heather.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
It has to be your turn.
So you asked what defines success?
Yes, and what is success to you?
Well, success is going to look different for everybody. I think that it really is based upon like what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel happy, what makes you feel fulfilled, content, closer to God. You feel closer to the reason why you're on this planet in the first place. You feel in touch with your mission, that you're bringing to the world. And that's so different for everyone, But as soon as I went through all of the stuff that I went through, like I hated it.
Yes.
Like it was hard, painful.
Traumatic.
But then on the other side, now I know that I can get through
what
anything.
It was.
Like I know I can get through anything, and I see how much that I've grown as a human. I see how resilient that I am, that I can bounce back. And I feel stronger. Like I feel stronger. I feel like I have more faith and trust in humanity.
Yes.
I had to go through all of the stuff that I went through in order to get to where, I am today.
Yeah.
And so
that's
that
well
to me,
defined.
that to me, success is when you can truly know who you are and you aren't afraid to show it to people. And along the way, you're going to impact other people that are also on the same journey, and just having that domino effect in the world where, you're feeling good and then they're feeling good. And then the other person.
Peter, I'm snatching that compliment from you. The domino effect. Well, that is something I always do to make people laugh, and I self-post about myself on my show as well. Sometimes you need that self-motivation. But coming along, Susie, I would just love to ask you what success means to you and how would you define it?
In my case, coming from being so timid, so insecure, with lots of self-doubt, with very low self-esteem, and not even liking my skin color. I would say success for me. Really, I was at that point.
You are looking fantastic, Susie, and you're a beautiful soul.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Gurleen. You as well. Um, I think for me, it's coming to a place where I have developed a process and techniques that I can use in daily basis to feel fulfilled and to have a peace of mind and to see the world like Heather is mentioning, to see the world as one and not everyone separate. The way I see people in nature and so and whatnot is we are all one. We're united. We are all connected. So one way or another, we influence on one another. So that's for me success. Continue on evolving as well.
Yeah. So that's something. Now I'm going to ask you some funny questions that are coming up so that we end the conversations in a brighter mode. So coming back to it, will be something like, Heather, I would love to know if you would be given one choice to become invisible and do something, what it would be.
I love that one.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, this is going steaming in there.
You're gonna make me share my deepest, darkest secret.
Woohoo!
Look, I'm getting all red. You know what? I actually have like this secret, like little desire of like walking around naked everywhere. I don't know why it is. I want to drive naked. I want to like go in the grocery store. Like, I just want to like, you know what I mean? Like, not to like show off. I just want I want my confidence like fully. And I don't know. It's almost like, I don't even know how to explain like the why behind it, but sometimes I just imagine. Sometimes I imagine.
That was something celebratory about Heather Tucker being invisible and being going naked on the streets and shopping some grocery items. that reminds me of a good new topic to pick on and just carry on. So Susie, now your turn. What would be that one thing that you would do, the naughtiest one, which you haven't done so far and you would love to do?
Oh my gosh, naughtiest one. Oh my gosh. See, I was thinking of something else rather than being naughty. Oh my gosh. I almost would do what Heather would do because, with my scar on my belly, I've been tempting to cover myself up. And I think if I can, I cover a little bit more of my skin, not because I want to be, I think clothes has been put on a connotation to some extent that if you're not wearing clothes, you are not, worth or whatever, socially accepted or whatnot. But our skin is beautiful.
True. So coming next, Heather, is one question.
Sorry.
So Heather is all excited to hear her second question. That stands so true to who she is. I would love to know, Heather, the name of the man you would love to date if given a chance, except your husband.
Oh my God. I already know. It's the guy on Hallmark. His name is Ryan. No, I can't remember his last name. He's dark hair, blue eyes, very chiseled jaw. And literally, he's my sexual fantasy. When I
true honest confession.
Masturbating, that's who I think about.
Yeah, that's so true. So coming to Susie, and this will be the second last question. I would love to ask you, what is that craziest thing that you have done? Can you confess it on this show that you would reveal that has not been revealed anywhere else? And I caught you because you are having something in your mind you want to talk about, and we would love to see the smiles just there flashing because Susie has something
do it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what is the craziest thing I've done? Oh my gosh. Probably be with a man that is younger than me
Yeah,
and
that's crazy.
really enjoying it. Like I totally let myself be. I was like, you know what? I'm doing everything in the name of love, and I love myself very much that I'm gonna enjoy every single minute.
Yeah, so I think now that the love has actually transferred from Heather to you, to me, or to me to you, and we three of us are in sync with sexifying relationships. Heather, you can have a broader smile. So the last question that takes my heart is that I would love to know how these kind of virtual stage shows can help people, and how am I as a host, and what one word would you give me to be the queen for the
The
nation or for
queen
the
for the
group?
tape. Okay, Gurleen, what I love about you is you are so fucking free. Like you're so open. You're so like wide open. You love to talk about whatever. Like if you know
True,
it's gonna help impact someone else, you're gonna like talk about it. That's what I
true.
love about you.
Fantastic. That's an honor. That's an honor. And last message for the viewers, my dear Heather.
Oh, um,
Woo!
Now I wonder what that's gonna be.
Oh my God. Oh, you know what? Let me show you something. Let me just show you this real fast because I
Yeah, yeah.
brought
Why
it
not?
because
Why not?
privately, Gurleen and I were talking about toys the other day. So let me just show you.
I need one of
Okay.
those.
Okay. Let me just show this to you. This is for the guys. Okay. I just want
Yeah,
you to know that this thing has helped Chuck. And so if you
yeah.
have a problem going soft, getting erect, staying hard, all of the things, get yourself a cock ring. Like it literally, especially after 40 years old, the cock changes. So this will
Yes,
actually help to stop the blood. It'll keep the blood in the penis. It'll keep the
yes.
penis hard, and it'll actually make it go longer and sometimes
Mhm.
wider because all of the blood is just being forced in there. So this literally has been something that one of the things that has helped our relationship, especially
True.
the
And
last
that
6
is so
months. Yeah.
significant. Yeah, yeah. Hands on, hands up, all these standing ovations there. The ones who are watching this, they're really going to be taking some valuable information with some visuals being showed. And I'm so sure you can't go wrong with it because it is Heather Tucker talking about something that makes sense. And to all the laughters that we are having, to all the conversations we have had so far in this show, they are meaning something because they're talking something that's so deep and people don't talk about it. So we need to salute each soul who's coming in because it takes
Yes.
confidence, it takes courage, it takes
Thank you.
the heart and mind of it for people to just share their experiences that are so personal to them. Thanks a lot, Hita, for joining in, but stay
Thank you.
connected because I'm going to ask Susie the last question. So, an honor or a word for the host of the show, and what is that valuable tip for the viewers who are watching us, Susie?
Gurleen, I want to deeply thank you for being so open and for being so like easy talking with. You have such an awesome spirit. Your soul connects right away with your invitees. And you've made me feel so welcome that I've opened up to things that I haven't even told anybody. So thank you so much. I deeply appreciate that. And
Thanks a lot.
one tip that I would give the audience, and there is one lady who's talking about depression. It's
Yes.
I talked to a friend who was under depression too for such a long time, and the way we managed it was by her being open to change
Yes.
her mindset and just accept the way she was feeling, let it go through, but never stay in the same place for too long.
True.
So
That's so right.
be sure that you're observing yourself a lot on what triggers you, and don't let that, don't give the power to someone else. You have the power.
That's so right and so important, Susie. What you have mentioned is something that's really needed for everybody to be able to hear and take something valuable which you have been sharing. So, so before we end this conversation, I would just love to ask you that despite your struggles, what would be that one thing that you would love to change in the circle of womanhood where they have their mindsets to not open up and to not come forward and to not reach out to others? Do you really think that asking for assistance is a cause of trouble? And if yes, then how can someone just be a little relieved by following what?
As a resilience expert, one of the main things that you need to do as a resilient person is to ask for help. And our egos sometimes don't allow us to do that because we were raised that if you're asking for help, you are not enough. But on the other hand, when you're asking for help, you're actually taking care of yourself. That is part of self-love. And I would like to go around the world and get light and illuminate the hearts of every single one and see their love, their potential, and their willingness, push their willingness to actually shift to another level, to actually, um, to show them that they don't have to be afraid of the unknown, because the unknown, it's based on what they're going to decide right now.
Yes.
And if right now they're deciding that the unknown is going to be way better is going to be.
Yeah, that is so important. That's so important. As a resiliency expert, you have shared something that's so valuable and meaningful, because I believe that communication is really very important, Susie, in today's time. And I believe every relationship dies if there is no communication. So whether verbal, non-verbal, there has to be some sort of connect that defines a relationship and carries forward the idea of having one. And then this
Yes.
human body is always social, so one needs to be social, one needs to be dependent a little bit and yet be independent. And that's what people are missing out, because they feel they can live alone and cut out their lives. But I truly feel that a companion fulfills the outlook for living a life full circle. So one needs to have a family, one needs to have kids, one needs to be there to see what the relationship holds for them. So it is something that as a psychologist I can state on my show, and I felt so honored to have you, Susie, from Denver all the way, sharing your valuable time. And I would love to say thank you to you for making my live episodes so very bright, better, and positive. And I hope that we stay connected, and the viewers who will be watching us, if they have any issues, any questions, any queries, they would be delighted to connect to me, and I would connect all of them to you. So that's my request, my dear viewers, that whosoever is watching this episode, please, please, please like, comment, and let us know how we all can better your lives for positive and meaningful life. And I'm so sure Deep Talks is not dying down, it's just continuing with the Communication Connects. And thanking Srishti for introducing both of them, because she is a beautiful soul, and I wish her all the best for her future, just preparing a youngster for something that's called confidence building and making this nation go bigger and better. Thanks a lot, viewers. Have a great time. Sleep well. And yes, to you, have a great day, Susie. Bye bye.
Thank you. You too.